Well, good evening, Kenya. Thank you so much for joining us tonight, right here on this Friday with me, Bessie Kialo. The TV, of course, is 47. Now, listen up. We have a great show lined up. But, let's start by just taking a look at what we have for you tonight. And Willis, the word master, is on standby in Casey County. Willis, good evening.
Good evening, Betty. How are you?
I'm great. You look ravishing. Are you ready for tonight?
I'm ready, Betty. I look what you have just said, but Betty, as usual, you look great.
Thank you so much, Phyllis. What do we expect tonight?
Well, Betty, there is something that our viewers, that is from last week, they've been asking for it, and they have a word that they can try, and the word is right here. That is a word that I would not pronounce it for them because we want every person to test his or her tongue with this word, and those who can send in their attempts using WhatsApp, it will be great because I know, Betty, you'll handle them for those who have done so. But we also expect others as we go along. Otherwise, Betty, you know when that time will come.
All right, definitely, Willis. Looking forward to that tonight. Of course, we have that new segment whereby we're going to be hearing from our audience exactly how they're able to pronounce certain words. All right, guys, it's going to be a great show right here on TV 47. The show is this Friday with me, Betty, and our guest. We've been talking about this lady on social media for a very long time. I'm talking about the one and only Faith Macau. Do you know that person? Well, I'm talking about Amber Ray. She's going to be in studio with me shortly, but for now, let's go to the highlights. All right, let's get this news started. Well, barely 2 weeks after the government, through the Ministry of Interior, Cabinet Secretary Kithure Kindiki announced the halting of all mining activities at Hilo mines at Dabel in Marsabit. 5 people have died and 2 others narrowly escaped death following the collapse of the mine. Now, the 3 a.m. incident was confirmed by Marsabit County Police Commander Nyambu Mwakio, who said the victims had gone against the government's orders and continued with mining activities in the area. All right, now the decision by Kilifi and Mombasa County governments to ban the distribution, sale and use of Moka and all of its products has elicited mixed reactions in the affected counties. Now this as farmers and leaders hailing from the Moka growing areas now want the ban lifted, saying the plant is their only source of income.
This is the green gold as per the farmers of Moka in Embu County. Only that the ban effected by Kilifi and Mombasa counties now potentially denies them a huge market for their only known source of livelihood.
Wiki iliyopita tulikuwa tuna miraa ilikuwa inatoka 500 hapa, lakini saa hii leo ukienda pale chini kwa soko yetu, saa hii miraa iko hapo imejaa hapo kwa sababu hakuna mnunuzi wa miraa. Sisi tukinunua hakuna mahali tunapeleka.
At the moment, there is a total prohibition on the entry, transportation, distribution, sale and use of Moka within the two counties. Outlets distributing Moka ordered shut, while motor vehicles transporting it denied entry into the two counties.
Ukiangalia gari yenye iko hapa saa hii inatoka hapa inaenda Nairobi. Unasikia saa hii kama ni Nairobi mahali tunapelekanga miraa, saa hii magari yamejaa. Sasa tunashindwa miraa kwani sisi hatukuchaguana.
And whilst officers responsible have been ordered to ensure the effecting of the ban, leaders from the affected Moka growing region continue to poke holes at this drastic decision.
And it is a plant which is protected under the Constitution of the Republic of Kenya. Na kwa hivyo hamuna nguvu ya kupiga marufuku mumea yoyote ambayo inajulikana kikatiba.
In Mombasa County, the ban has elicited mixed reactions, with the ban receiving support and condemnation in almost equal measure.
Moka has caused widespread damage, especially on our younger generation.
Mnazi zuia, hiyo pia ni uharibifu ya watoto, lakini usizuie biashara ya watu.
Oye, Moka bana ino ni ile tulinunua jana tukijua kweli kesho Moka itakuwa kwa hakuna. Hii ni stoki yangu ambayo niko nayo.
Farmers and locals beseeching the two county chiefs to view Moka as a cash crop employing Kenyans.
Ihakikishe kwamba Moka imewekwa kama mmea ingine ambayo ni ya manufaa kwa wananchi, si kama mmea ambayo inaumiza wananchi.
And so the residents wait, hoping that this Moka standoff is dealt with and the tough stance by Kilifi and Mombasa County chiefs softens. Sheila Chelangat for TV 47.
Now moving on, President William Ruto's state visit to the United States has not only strengthened the partnership between the two nations, but comes with a bag of goodies, which include over R1 trillion in deals. Elizabeth Mutuku dissects this.
President William Ruto's U.S. state visit will seemingly come with a bag of goodies worth R1 trillion in deals for Kenyans, even as they seek to strengthen and cement 60 years of relationship between the two nations.
Ready, close.
Among the major deals, which will see Kenya infrastructure improved in a bid to ease congestion, include an infrastructure improvement deal to build 440 kilometers expressway, which will connect Kenya's capital Nairobi and Mombasa Port City, with 471 billion shillings committed to this project. The United States has committed 642 million shillings and a prevailing conversation on rates of dollar against the shilling in new funding for Kenya and other East African countries to improve cooperation and coordination in fighting international criminal networks and holding criminals accountable. The two countries also announced 917 million partnership to advance and strengthen the modernization and professionalization of Kenya's National Police Service, largely focused on staff and training development. In fighting corruption, US signed 32.75 million shillings, which will be injected into supporting Kenyan government to combat corruption through global accountability, with 39.3 million shillings proposed to whistleblower protection. Other deals include 3.2 billion shillings for Kenya literacy program for grade 1 to 3 children, 16 helicopters to bolster regional peace and security, 291 million shillings to improve prisons, and 198 million shillings towards supporting electoral reforms ahead of the 2027 general election, among other deals. Elizabeth Matuko, TV47, Nairobi.
Now, tonight, President William Ruto has defended the deployment of 1,000 police officers to the gang-struck Caribbean nation of Haiti, denying claims Kenya is doing the heavy lifting for Washington. In a joint press conference with his host, U.S. President Joe Biden, President Ruto said Kenya is a voluntary contributor to what humanity needs. And as Apollo Kamau reports, Ruto's statement was met by protests in Washington.
President William Ruto's resolve to deploy the National Police Service to the troubled nation of Haiti sparked protests in Washington, with Haitians asking Kenya to rescind the decision.
Protests against what Ruto is about to do.
In a joint conference with his host, Joe Biden, Ruto denied claims Kenya is doing the heavy lifting for the U.S. in the gang-controlled nation, as Biden pledged U.S. commitment that includes a 39 billion shillings package to the UN mission, calling Kenya a trusted ally.
I agree with President Biden that Kenya's participation in Haiti is not so much about what happened in the past. It's about what we believe in, the peace and security of humanity. And we don't find that the U.S. is committing Kenya, because the U.S. cannot commit Kenya. I am the president of Kenya. It's me to make that decision. And it's the people of Kenya to commit their own troops using their own structures.
And we're in a situation where we want to do all we can without us looking like America once again is stepping over and deciding this is what must be done. Haitians are looking for help, as well as the folks in the Caribbean are looking for help. And so we checked out with a number of other countries. The one who stepped up was Haiti. We committed to provide the wherewithal, the intelligence and equipment and the like to Haiti. And so it's a logical thing. And you have a first-rate capability, and you keep your word.
The president has been under pressure since Kenya expressed her intent to be part of the UN mission at a time the country is fighting bandits in the North Rift that has become a thorn in the flesh of the Kenya Kwanza administration.
I made a commitment to the people of Kenya to sort out insecurity in the North Rift. I have followed that with action. As we talk, there are 3,000 military officers in the North Rift, 2,000 police officers in the North Rift. We have renovated the first 15 schools and completed. We have reopened 20 schools.
With about 210 officers already in Haiti, a contingent of 800 was expected to leave the country on Friday, but a source intimated their camps are not ready. The Kenyan mission, expected to guard key installations, has been challenged in court amid questions of a language barrier, rules of engagement, and exit strategy, which has forced the U.S. Congress block a part of its funding. Former Prime Minister Ariel Henry was forced to resign after his trip to Kenya after gangs took over the country's main airport. Apollo Kamau, TV47.
Traders and residents in the Gikomba area of Nairobi have been left counting losses following demolitions of homes and market stalls in the area. The affected, as Emery Kisawa now tells us, decry the fact that demolitions began way before they were even given notice.
The people who live and work in the Gikomba area of Nairobi are resilient. Blighted by recurrent fires, they are used to literally rising from the ashes to rebuild their lives. However, this time, it seems different. A 24-hour notice to evacuate near the Nairobi River was issued to residents Thursday, with the locals being awakened by the sounds of heavy machinery demolishing their homes.
Serikali ina develop watu waendelee na kuishi kwa ma streets badala ya kuwainua waondoke kwa street.
The notice, it seems, was just for show. Residents say that demolitions began in earnest on Wednesday and have been ongoing. The residents are decrying what they term as the quote-unquote hustler government for not looking after them, with several residents saying that their houses were demolished before they could recover anything.
Mali kulibomolewa na sikuokoa kitu. Vitu zangu zilibomolewa ndani. Sasa mimi nauliza serikali ya Ruto, anatusaidia ama ni kutubomoa? Tufanye aje sisi wa maasola?
Wanakubomolea tu. Mtu kama mimi nilikuwa mboka, ukuje kila kitu nikapata imeenda.
Nathan Kahara, a jua kali artisan and employer, has been left counting losses as well as having to fire his employees after his business and home were demolished.
Unaona kama hii biashara, hii nyumba unaona zinabomolewa. Mimi ni mmoja wao. Wenye tuko na biashara, tuna nyumba, tunakaa kwa hizi manyumba. Tunakaa kwa hizi manyumba kwa sababu hatuna pesa. Kwa sababu kama tungekuwa na pesa tungekaa kama huku BAT huko juu. Lakini kwa sababu ya kutokuwa na pesa tunatafuta zile nyumba za bei ya chini huko chini.
The government says that any settlement should be 30 meters away from the river. However, as you can see,
the river rages on, and right next to it lays demolished businesses and homes. Earlier this month, government spokesperson Isaac Mwaura vowed that those who have been evacuated from riparian land would not be allowed to resettle even as the rainy season comes to an end.
We will act, and the government is not going to backtrack on this one. We will not allow people to go back to the riparian areas, because we must also ensure that we restore our rivers and to avoid this kind of deaths.
Yesterday, where I stand, stood Jesus Assembly Church. Today, it lays in ruins. It is estimated over 500,000 people will lose their livelihoods and homes as a result of the demolitions. Kisewa Emory reporting from Shauri Moyo for TV47 Nairobi.
The Salaries and Remuneration Commission is up in arms after a 3-judge bench of the High Court ordered the reinstatement of 10 million shillings grant payable to judges every 4 years, overlooking the SRC. Now, the Commission says if okayed, the net effect of the decision is that you and I, the taxpayers, will pay up to 2.5 billion shillings in 4 years.
Taxpayers might be needed to cough more money to sustain the country's public servants' wage bill if the 10 million car allowance for judges scrapped off in the year 2021 is reinstated.
Big concern for the Commission is that it is going to cost the taxpayers 2.5 billion.
This comes after the High Court ruled in favor of the judges, the Commission now vowing to appeal the ruling, an appeal that Mengich says might face a big challenge due to conflicting interests.
A process such as this, we still believe that mediation would have been the better option. Rather than going through a process where the other party has a direct financial benefit. It is still the same judges who will still hear, and it is still a benefit to them.
There have been a number of attempts to reinstate the grant by the judges. A few months ago, however, the Commission requested JSC not to file a petition and requested for out-of-court mediation, a request that bore no fruits. The motion was conducted by a 3-judge bench. Among them, Patricia Nyaunde, Lawrence Mugambi and Chacha Mwita, where lawyers Peter Wanyama and Elish Ngoya represented the two parties.
Can we have a process of mediation instead of going through the court process? But the judiciary took a different view and gave assurance that they will be impartial.
The grant was legalized following a proposal by Joseph Kenywa, who was by then the head of public service during Uhuru's government. A grant, they say, constitutionally is not within the mandate of head of public service office, and conferring such benefits should, however, reside with the Commission.
Notwithstanding the fact that the Commission was already established, was made by the head of public service. The head of public service does not have the mandate in the Constitution to review or to set any benefit of any state officer.
All eyes are now set on the Commission and the High Court that will eventually decide on whether Kenyans get a reprieve from the imposing of the grant, or will the judges get their way. Ruga Ival, TV47.
The Kenya Union of Clinical Officers today toured Kitengela Sub-County Hospital in Kajiado County to assess the impacts of the 50-day-long clinician strike in different public health facilities. Now, speaking after the tour, KUSA Chairman Peterson Washira observed that there were distracted services in the outpatient unit. Further, the Clinicians Union have faulted different county governments for resorting to intimidation against the clinicians, saying there is a court order protecting their strike. KUSO has held various engagements with the Council of Governors to find a solution to the strike, but the talks have since failed.
There is a court order in place prohibiting them or their agents from threatening, harassing, intimidating, or taking disciplinary procedure, which includes the show cause letters they are trying to issue and even stoppage of salaries. And we want to tell them that we are going to take actions on individuals, and they will take individual responsibility on contempt of that order, because we served that order.
All right, now residents of Kabarnet in Baringo County have killed a forest cobra that had threatened their peace and caused panic among residents for close to 3 months. Now, they have said that the forest cobra had also killed their chicken, adding that it is not the only snake endangering residents' lives. And as Vera Better reports, the residents now say they will take action into their hands if Kenya Wildlife Service will not intervene.
Kabarnet community on Thursday reached a boiling point. The tranquility shattered over the past 3 months. The culprit behind the incessant panic has since been identified: the dangerous forest cobra.
Wengine ilikuwa na mesa nini kiparanga kama hiyo gugu tukaua alapu.
Baringo County, known for its diverse snake population, is now gripped by fear. The coexistence of snakes and humans remains a precarious issue, one that continues to instill deep-seated fear among the residents.
Hiyo nyoka ikaingia chini, ilipoingia chini tukashindwa namna ya kutoa. So baada ya siku mbili ingine, baada ya kuingia ndani, tukaanza kutafuta iliingia wapi. Mpaka siku ya leo sasa wakaasi wa hapa wakaona.
In the meantime, the residents can breathe a sigh of relief. However, they're being urged to stay on high alert.
Hii manyoka ilikuwa ni 4. Si tukaua 2, alafu 2 ikapaki. So leo hiyo imeenda.
Kenya Wildlife Service officers are under pressure to find a lasting solution. The community demands swift action to prevent further human-wildlife conflict and restore peace to their homes.
Wakati unafika manyumbani, hakikisha kwamba nyumba ya kwako umeangalia mzuri. Kabla hujalala, angalia chini ya kitanda, angalia juu ya kitanda, uenda unalala na mwenza na hiyo nyoka yenyewe. Ningependa kuweza kushauri watu wa KWS kwamba watu wa KWS wapate kushirikiana na wafanye uchunguzi wa aina hizi za nyoka, kwa sababu hivi majuzi tumekuwa pia na visa ambavyo unapata kwamba kuna mtu ambaye ameumwa na nyoka.
Vera Albeta, T47.
All right, now moving on to sports. The 25th edition of Zoezi Mtaani was held on earlier today at Embakasi Garrison in Nairobi. Now, the event brought together thousands of officers from the Kenya Defence Forces, National Youth Service, Kenya Forest Service, and other institutions and corporate as they marked the KDF Tree Planting Day. Now, this is in line with the government's commitment of planting 15 billion trees by 2023 as a way of mitigating climate change and also restore the ecosystem.
Na kufanya exercise naita maisha bora, mazingira bora.
because bila mazingira bora huwezi fanya exercise. So they go together. Tumekuwa tukienda mtaani sana, my institution wakaanza kufeel wako neglected. So wameanza kutuinvite kwa my institution zao, wanataka tufanye nao exercise, kuongelesha juu ya drugs and substance na mental health. So hiyo ndio tume
All right, so that's where we finish our first part of our show tonight. Remember, Amber Ray is in the building. I'm going to be coming with her shortly. We also have a very interesting guest anchor. Let me tell you guys, this guy came all the way from Kakamega. He's called Ainea Nabuera. I saw this skit he did on Facebook, and it was imitating the first day we had the show with Peter Salasia. And he did such a fantastic job, and I decided, you know, why not? Come on board, and let's have you as a guest anchor. He has this old TV, I'm telling you. It's such a hilarious, part of the bulletin that I'm actually waiting for. So also stand by for that. And of course, Willis the Word Master will be joining us from Kisii County. Don't go away, we'll be right back.
Sports News brought to you by Maybets. Join Maybets leo upate free bet papo hapo. Fanya hivi, chagua home team to win, yani number 1 au draw X au away team 2 kwa game ya siku ya free bet. Weka namba yako ya simu, weka password ya account yako. Chagua submit free bet. Utapata free bet kwa account yako ya Maybets. Usisahau kuverify account yako. Kama hutakuwa verified, utapoteza free bet yako.
Kila kiongozi ana hadithi yake ya kipekee.
Wazazi wangu walikuwa bit strict kwa sababu mamangu mwenyewe, mimi kutoka kuzaliwa sijailala nje.
The white small one, huyo ana sniff gunpowder na risasi na bomb. Alafu huyo mwingine ni ridgeback ana sniff simba.
Even the employees knows that, so when in the boardroom is the chairman, the CEO and the rest of.
What point are you a wife?
The minute you get to that inside that door, you become now the wife.
Na kila maamuzi wanayoyafanya hufichua mengi kuhusu utu wao na uongozi wao.
We see God blessing us, and we now realize the power of giving also has to be rewarded back.
Kupitia kipindi Mfahamu Kiongozi, tunakuletea mahojiano ya kusisimua na uchambuzi wa kina kuhusu viongozi wetu.
Pick your core business as the bigger stones. Put them in your diary first. Give priority the bigger things.
Usikose kila Alhamis saa 1:30 jioni.
In a world where challenges are as common as opportunities, there are those who dare to defy the odds. They are the entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurship isn't just about starting a business. It's about embracing uncertainty, pushing boundaries, and turning dreams into reality.
Hata ambao ni pesa ya kusave. Wallahi.
ambao mwaka ni pesa nyingi sana.
As long as you're earning something, there's always that opportunity to save. And you start with where you are.
The way we run the business is in a very unforgiving way, where every team member has to bring out their best.
So, to all the dreamers, innovators, and risk takers out there, remember, being an entrepreneur isn't just a job, it's a way of life. Join the journey. Become an entrepreneur. The Grind, Mondays at 7:30 p.m.
Here on Beyond the Limit, we celebrate the extraordinary achievements of individuals who redefine possibilities. In a journey of resilience and determination, these individuals demonstrate that limitations are merely stepping stones to greatness.
I'm Nancy Njoroge, a mother of 3. I have 2 girls and a boy who is Clinton and who is autistic.
When my heart got healed, I decided to come out to be creating CP awareness, to let other people know that there is such a condition, and people that has it is not that they are witches.
Together, let's go beyond the limit every Saturday at 8 p.m.
Welcome to The Realtor, where we take you on an exciting journey from bare land to dream home. Step 1. Finding the perfect plot. We explore location, size, and potential. Next, construction begins. Witness the foundation being laid, walls rising, and rooms taking shape. Step 3. Electricity matters. We delve into wiring, switches, and smart home tech. Step 4. From paint choices to fixtures, it's all about aesthetics. Step 5. It's time to get the right furniture. Finally, the big day. Time to move in and create memories. Join us on the journey to making homes a reality on The Realtor, Tuesdays, 6:30.
Saturday.
All right, and welcome back to This Friday with me, Betty Callo, right here on TV 47. And like I promised, since Wednesday this week, we have the one and only lovely lady, beautiful, anapendwa, sometimes controversial kidogo, but she's here with me in studio, the Kamba girl, Kamba sister. Let me welcome here. You look so good. Are you coming to take over the show? Oh my goodness, look at you. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, this is so beautiful.
Lazima ushike hivi
isianguke. Okay, nimesikia bibi ya tajiri.
Yeah, and this one is for you too.
This is so nice. Thank you. All things face.
Yeah.
I've seen you talking about these products.
Yeah.
I'll try them. But wait. Okay, first, thank you. This is so beautiful. I think I like this show because I get flowers almost every Friday.
Yeah, the bar was set, so you have to come with flowers.
And you look so pretty. Come on, mrembo hivi.
Ai, pia wewe. Come on, we are Kamba
Okay, this balloon is misbehaving. Let me just do this. So, first of all, when I told people that, Amba is coming on the show.
Yeah.
And I said that, we've never actually had a proper sit down. Mm-hmm. And here we are today.
I know.
How's Africana?
Africa is good. Nakwambia kichwa ngumu kama babake, but yeah.
Kama babake.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll talk about that. Guys, Amba Ray is in the building right here on TV 47. The show is this Friday with me. So you know how I want us to start this show.
Okay.
Let me just do this. Let me just put this over here.
Okay.
All right. Kamba babe, my Kamba sister. All right, so I want you to come over here on this screen. I want us to go through something because people see the glow up, they don't know it came from somewhere.
Okay.
So I want us to just go through some pictures. I need my camera, Demo, it will just zoom in. We need to see this picture properly, or we're going to put it in the feed. So first of all, you are tall from Kitambo.
Yes.
Tell me about this picture.
So this is me and my sister. This is behind there. This is our kashop.
Yeah.
I think.
Why are you calling it a kashop?
Because it was a kashop there. But back then it was a big deal. Unajua kwa na shop kwa slums.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this was my mom's shop. Yeah, I think it was Mkuru. Sijui nilikuwa na jelo walikuwa ita Kayaba.
She's forgotten where. Really? Kama mimi najua tumetoka Ronga Masi. So it is your mom's shop.
Yeah.
Very proud. Judy, right?
Yeah, that is my sister.
Okay, there we go. Look at you, like you're a cute baby.
I know, she looks like Africana, right?
Yeah, kidogo kwa umbali.
She looks like Africana.
Maybe the cheeks or something.
And the eyes.
Yeah. And this one was it like from, those Sunday best,
I know,
dresses.
Aki.
Let's look at another one of it. Hey, gangster.
Look at my hair. Look at my hair.
Look at those slippers.
And the slippers.
And then you see here, wannabe. Yo, you got this. Like here, you have such a gangster face. You're like, no, stop jokes.
Yeah.
Okay, come here. All right, let's look. You're becoming older. This is your birthday or what?
I can't even remember it was whose birthday, but that is me and this is my sister. The rest I can't remember, honestly.
Wait, I swear. Can you remember this guy over here? He's looking like he's just waiting for that cake.
I think he was my dad's friend. Yeah, but siwezi mkumbuka.
Okay. All right, let's go to at least the glow up started.
Yeah, but you see, we used to dress like this because at this time, we, Kunele, like Africans, they believe like you have to get a son and all.
Yeah.
So at this point, my dad had never gotten a kijana like in the family. So he used to dress us, me and my sister, like my boys.
Like to make up for the boy that never was.
Yeah.
Hey, I love your belt. Imefungwa kufungwa. I love it. Okay, I think we have, look at that.
That is mini Africana.
Yeah, actually, I can see it right now.
Cynthia,
I can see even the hair.
The hair.
I've seen you, with Africana's hair. Okay. Ini mat ya.
Ana sijui ilikuwa ni
Subaru mabar. Ini gani sasa?
I think ni lori, if I'm not wrong. Na hapa hata ionekani vizuri. Unajua nilikuwa nimevaa zile kofia za kulala. Oh my God.
Oh, actually, I can see it. I can see it. Oh,
but you can see
this is your sister?
Yeah, that is my sister.
So you always were close to your sister?
Yeah.
Up until today?
Yeah, till today. Tumeachana, I think, 3 years, 2 years, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, but she's the opposite of me.
Yeah? What do you mean opposite? There's so many opposites I can think about right now. What do you mean like opposite?
Me, I'm like, but my sister, she's so calm.
Chill.
Yeah.
Okay. She reminds me of my small sister, Gloria. She's also, hey, what is this?
But this is because zinaitwaje, but for the rich
it was Savco. Sisi ni wazee sana, but I think they're called Savco or something.
Yeah.
And those t-shirts, what?
I know.
And then you got the glow up. Look at that. It's on my jeans.
You see, my dad, I'm telling you.
It's on my jeans too.
Yeah.
Oh, and then finally there, you're starting to look like yourself.
Really? So tiny. Yeah, so tiny.
Were you an obedient kid?
Kinda.
No, that doesn't look like it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's just walk through memory lane for Amber. As you see, she's a normal kid, like before the glow up. You can have a seat, then we can talk more about that. Welcome to
Where do I sit?
So you sit on the big one.
Okay.
Yeah, because of how tall you are. It's so good to see you. Thank you so much for the flowers. Very, very beautiful.
You're welcome.
So tell me, the last time we were seeing you, umetusumbua internet. Birthday, yeah, Africana. Tell me about that. Like, was that a wedding? Like, what happens when it's a wedding? What is going to happen?
I don't even know, but my wedding will be out of this world.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so what inspired you to do, like, a wedding like that?
Birthday?
As your wedding, sorry, a birthday like that. Yeah.
Of course, that is my first daughter and biological.
Yes.
And I was like, you know what? You know, there are those things you have dreamt as a child, like you want to give to your kids.
Yes.
But as in life doesn't allow you pesa kwanza.
Yes, yes.
So with my
pesa.
first child, I was not able to give him that much. So I promised myself, my second child, I'll get when I'm able financially so that I can give them my all. At the end of the day, it's more like unampatia kitu kupata.
Yes.
Because you're living, you know, it's more, because African are very sure. She will never remember this birthday.
Yes,
she's too young to remember.
Of course, she's one.
Yeah, but for me, it means everything.
Yes,
like, you know, yeah.
Because somebody would say, like, Ama, were you doing it for yourself? Because there were grown-ups there, and it was, you know, all over social media. So you're saying it because you wanted to do this because she was your first daughter, biological.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So how has it been being a mom? You know, like, being a mom...
Yeah.
Is very tough these days. So how are you like finding it? And especially being a mom to a blended family. Yeah.
Honestly speaking, it's not easy being a mom even to your own kids peke yake. But that is what makes motherhood special. For you to appreciate the memories and the, you know, the ups and downs. Because imagine life ingekuwa tu yote iko smooth. No one would even be able to appreciate life, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I agree. And I mean, just how are your kids? How's that household? Like, you know, Savon, there's, you know, Gavin, then there's a baby. How is that and how are you at home with your mom? Because on social media, like we see this very flamboyant girl, like outgoing, you know, partying, doing this and that. Like, what is that household like at home?
Actually, my house is very peaceful because, you know, we have 2 teenagers and the other kid comes, I think, once in 2 weeks, and then there is Africana now. And Africana, there's the nerves here and there. So with the teenagers, kila mtu ako kwa room yake. You know that age,
that
like they don't disturb a lot.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's quite peaceful. And one thing I would say, when it comes to blended family, I thought it would be very difficult because, you know, kila mtu ana behaving vile amelelewa. But let me tell you something. Mine has been very smooth. And I would say, like, you know, the mothers, they did a very good job.
Yeah.
Because those kids, Aki ni wazuri.
Ni wazuri.
Aki, yeah. Because, you know, I was expecting the worst, you know.
But you didn't get it. You didn't get it.
I didn't.
And now talking about the family, obviously there's a lot of interest with your family, your, you know, your man, you guys. Mlijileta kwetu. You're the ones who presented yourself to us on social media. First of all, how did you guys meet?
We met through a mutual friend, but we didn't present ourselves to you guys. So unajua tu paparazzi everywhere. Like, you know, we were never, we didn't plan to go public that soon. But sasa zile mmeenda date mahali, people know Amba is single. When they see me with a guy who's good looking, and unani. So when we first came to Limelight, we never planned it for that. Like, just ni paparazzi udaku nini, and then we had now to accept. We're like, no, we can't lie. Yes, we are seeing each other. We are trying out. Yeah.
And how is it dating publicly? I mean, I've also gone through it and it's like super crazy because we've seen, you know, you guys having issues. Sometimes your issues play out in the public. First of all, there was a very interesting comment. Somebody was like, you have to ask her why she went back after, you know, something that we heard, an altercation somewhere.
Yeah,
I mean, Bona Lirudi, we were like, yeah, even in Afakukua. Yeah.
Mapenzi, I would say mapenzi. Kwanza ya Kijaluo, oh my God.
Oh my God, tell me about it.
Yeah, so I was actually mapenzi. Yeah, and when you're dating, especially when you're in the limelight, it's so hard for you to hide someone you're dating.
Yeah.
But it becomes easier when you're dating someone who's mature.
Yes.
Someone who's not dramatic, anataka kuoneshana sijui nini. Hapo mtakuwa mnakuwa nizo ma back and forth.
Yes.
Yeah, but You cannot avoid it. Kama uko kwa public, utamuoneshana ama watamuoneshana. It's your choice.
It's your choice. Actually, afadhali launch before launch.
Yeah.
Okay. And so what kind of, you know, a relationship do you guys have now after all that, after going through that publicly?
Yeah.
And is he gonna put a ring on it? Ama nile tumtaka kamwiste forever? Kindly.
Sasa hapa ndio kuna kizungu mkuti. Ashaweka ring.
Hiyo si hiyo. Kuna ile tunataka kuona.
Ile harusi. Sasa mali imefika. It's been how many years? I think 2 years. Sasa sasa hata siwezi uliza harusi juu sasa siwezi jua kama yabadilisha mind.
Wewe ukiko nyumbani like I'm sure you were with him today. Ulionaje? Uliona kama kumebadilika kidogo?
But here's the thing. For me, where I am right now, I'm very, very happy. And when it comes to marriage, ni poa when it comes to assurance. But I feel like two people should be together because of love, not because of certificates or sijui nini. Because you know me, I've been divorced 3 times.
Hey, umetushinda sisi wote.
Imagine.
Umetushinda sisi wote. Tunakupatia hiyo usukani chukua. 3 times yenyewe hapo. Kama mmoja unahema.
Any the things I've gone through in my life, I never thought, even in my wildest dream, at interpret or things. But look at me, as in, you know, we panga, but God plans.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, so that's it.
So we're not expecting a wedding soon, but you're happy, which is a good thing.
I think that question, unafaa ulize mzee.
Ungekuja naye, I had asked you to come with him, but tukukuja naye. But anyway, so what does he do? Because, you know, you're out there saying, bibi ya tajiri. Huyu tajiri, anafanya nini?
Anatengeneza pesa.
Aje sasa?
Yenye inanisaidia mimi, inanifurahisha and all.
Give us the, tupatie tu my hints, like what is it that he does, you know, to be able to do such big birthdays, you know, big dinners, big everything?
He's working hard, and he's making good money. Inanifanya nikuwe mimi vile niko sasa hivi.
Viluko. Na sasa wewe kama Ambare, like what is it that you're also doing for yourself, like, you know, out there, in case sisemi yeye nasema tu yani, you know, in case maybe business yake kidogo iende kombo, unaweza mshikilia, like who are you, like what is it that you do so passionately and that earns you money?
I'm a business woman, I'll say that, and I'm an angel investor. Like I invest in so many businesses, but sitaki kuonekana niko pale na make pesa. Unajua, like for me it's all about even okay,
even friends.
Sorry to say this, but I feel like here in Kenya, like we don't support our own, and that is the saddest thing. Unajua, we do at some point, but ikifika mali kwingine, you know, because me, I had a lip line. I had a lipstick line, and I believe it was one of the best. And watu tu from nowhere mtu anakuja anakuandikia anasema vile ni mbaya and all, and from there imagine sales zikatoka from 100 to 0.
What?
And I had to do away with that. Because those negative comments zinaendanga pia sana, especially when it comes to biashara.
Yes, exactly.
That's why from me I'd never want to associate with myself with any business that I'm doing. Like I'd rather pay another influencer to advertise my business, or even when I do it like it's not mine. Unajua, kwa sababu ya hiyo.
Yes,
unajua.
Exactly. And being women, you know, and you've been in the spotlight for a long time. You know, people have these perceptions of you. They're like, even when I tweeted, people are saying the worst things, I swear. They're like, oh, sasa, you know, you're bringing these people here you know, to talk to us. What are they going to be, you know, telling our children and all that? Like, how do you handle with people who say, like, apana, we were too sponsored? Because it's a thing, it's a Kenyan thing. We all think like everybody's being sponsored. Or she has to do this and this to be able to get some money out there.
Unfortunately, that is, I would say it's a blessing in disguise when you're beautiful. And, you know, because me, because when you're beautiful and like me, I'm famous and I'm beautiful. So people just think like the only thing I bring on the table is
your body.
My bam-bam.
Your bam-bam?
Yeah.
Okay.
And my beauty and all. But that is, I have more to offer. It's just like I show people what they want to see. And I'm okay with whatever people think about me, because at the end of the day, people who love me and myself, they know who I am. I know who I am. And that is enough for me.
We'll talk about cyberbullying in a few, but there's a very interesting story I've heard about you. That,
okay.
Actually, you used to sell power banks.
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
Oh my God, that kid nilikuwa pata commission. I don't even remember ilikuwa ya how much. That was after I broke up with my second rich husband.
The name is...
No, don't mention.
Oh, we're not mentioning it. Okay, sawa.
Yeah, so that's when I went to Syokimau. And I had to start from somewhere. And at that point, the only job I could do is sell power banks, imagine.
Like power banks?
Yeah.
So
nilikuwa napata clients because already I was famous. Yeah.
So you were famous and you're still, selling power banks?
Yeah.
And people would buy?
Yeah.
But you're not because we're mrembo.
Yeah, hiyo pia inachangia. Like I said, it's a blessing in disguise. Yes. Yeah.
All right, so from selling power banks to, being an angel, investor.
Yes.
You're out there in the public like we were talking about. How do you deal with cyberbullying? Because that is such a big part of us trying to come out, I was talking to somebody earlier today and I was like, I'm going to ask her, your Africana is going to grow up. She's going to see a lot of things written on the internet about you, very nasty things.
Yeah.
So how do you deal with that? And how do you potentially, thinking of you're gonna deal with the things that are gonna come when she's gonna ask you, Mom, Mom, why are you doing this in the club? Or why are you doing this, out there?
First things first, she'll never ask me about that because I don't live a lie. Because my life, I live for now. Yeah, as in, I have a son already, and I always tell people my son is my best friend because I feel like I've gone through so much with him. And I was young, so kuna hizo stages. At least there are things I cannot do.
Kama nini?
Unataka nichome.
Moja tu. What is the one thing? I think we all have those things that you can't now do. Wah.
It depends. Like going out mpaka asubuhi, I cannot do that.
Niuze ama ni sababu ya Africana?
Not Africana, but I'll say Gavin, because saizi yako teenager, so kuna vitu yani naanza kuacha so that we can accommodate each other.
Yeah.
Kila mtu akuwe na feel ako free.
Yeah.
Yes.
So when you go out now, you go out.
Yeah, till it depends. Not unless I'm doing an appearance.
Tukikuwa na uko nje.
Yeah, not unless I'm doing an appearance.
Yeah.
Because appearance, you get there at around maybe midnight or maybe 11ish, and then you stay for 2 hours. Maybe kishika sana ama uongezewe pesa, now you can stay for a little bit longer. Yeah.
So the cyberbullying bit, you wake up, you're trending, people are saying a lot of things about you. How do you normally deal with that? There are different ways to deal with that, but as Amber.
I know. For me, it's very easy because at the end of the day, I know who I am, like I said, and the people who I love know who I am. So I don't care about what people say. Nimefika, I've grown to have a very thick skin.
But it didn't start from somewhere, because even me, I remember when I started this thing, sometimes ilikuwa inauma. Before you get the thick skin, you're still a human being. So there are things that you will feel when people say.
Yeah, but not anymore. I think people have told me the worst things I could ever imagine, like hearing them out. So it got to a point I was like, you know what can I do? Mimi naambianga watu, imagine, you can never tell me anything on social media ati niende I take my life or something. But the saddest part of that is that there are people who are not strong like me, who cannot take that. And this is where I feel the government maybe should do something for those people, because I've seen on social media so and so amefanya nini, unajua. And it's not easy. Imagine mtu anaamka anakuambia vitu zingine you cannot imagine.
Hata unashtuka kama ni wewe, unajiangalia.
Exactly. And the thing is, if you cannot understand that these people, mali wanaongelea is where they are, and they're trying to pull you to that position. So you can never allow to be there. But imagine unapata hizo comments, and then the people who are surrounding you, they are equally negative. It's a very, very awkward position to be in. I don't know, it is the lowest point you can be. So
you surround yourself with love. All right, now let's talk about, you advertise a lot of things online, but there's one particular one that I have interest in. I saw it on your Insta story, and I was like, "Ikitu ina work kweli." So let me tell you the products that you work with, and especially because you're so deep into beauty, so that these pills ulikuwa unasema sijui zina work, they increase, your body and stuff. Like, are those things like real? Before you do anything, do you go to research and make sure that the people who are going to consume them are not going to come back with a backlash?
Okay, for me, I don't associate with any brand if I've not done any investigation. So these other ones, and you know, I post and I'm not in the video or in the picture, those are normal ads. And mtu anasema, Amba, I'm doing this business, can you post it for me? And me, I charge them for that. But you'll never see me personally talking about that product. And the only thing I do, I just tag that page. If you have any questions, just go talk to that person. Unajua. But easy to say that have done, like when you see me in a video and I say, baby, I've used this and it's working. Yeah. Those are things that I know work. Yeah.
All right. So as we wind up, I want you to tell, you know, the people who are watching, I know there's so many, I can't wait to go social media and just see the conversation. Like, what is it that people maybe have misconstrued about you, misjudged about you, you know, looking at you, they're like, that's just a party girl. That girl, we just know what she does, blah, blah, blah. What is it? What's the one thing that you'd want to leave people with right now?
I think people, when they see me on social media, they just think, I said this the other time, wanafikiria, oh, this is just like a slave queen, she's just there, anakula pesa ya bwana yake, she doesn't have her own money. But what I can tell people, money attracts money. Yeah. Yes.
Money attracts money.
Yes.
And what is the next project that you're doing right now? I had something, but I can't say it right now, but maybe you can tell us.
I have so many projects which are coming up. And all I can say is just, you know, we're locked.
We're locked.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, Amba and Ray, you know, you're such a lovely person. And you're right, like social media can portray you as something different. But you meet someone, you're like, oh my gosh, you're disarmed. So keep going.
Thank you.
And you know, I've seen, you know, bays in the building.
Yeah.
Anapelekanga everywhere.
Not really. When he has time, yes, ananipeleka.
And does he like this whole social media thing? Ama, you force him to do it. Does he like it? Ama, baby, you have to support me and be in this video.
He doesn't like it, and that is why I love him more. Like, he's not a social media person. Hey, social media inaweza kuwa, oh.
And how does he take it? Does he feel offended by things? Does he read what people say about him?
Yeah, before he used to read and yani utampatuko kwa comments defending me and all. I was like, baby, don't read all this, because at the end of the day, you know what we have, you know me. So he's like, no. It was like, no, all this and this, people should know. Even his own friends, they were like, you know, why are you dating this woman? She's this and this. But he stood by me. And yeah, that's why we're here.
That's why you're here.
Yes.
And that's surgery. Your surgery.
Lazima.
Why do you feel like the need to enhance, you know, your front?
They have to, because you see this one, kusema kweli, ile ukweli from, you know, from a woman to a woman.
Woman to woman.
Yeah, ini bra.
What?
Ini bra, ini push-up bra.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I'm sure I'm going to get a call about that. So it's a push-up. So you want them not to be pushed up.
No, I don't want to ever put on a bra ever in my life again.
You want to be just, you know,
upstanding. Exactly.
Aki Amba Wewe. You know, ladies and gentlemen, my campus sister, it's so nice to meet you. Thank you so much for the gift, the flowers.
You're welcome.
If you invite me somewhere, and let us something also.
Don't worry. And make sure you use the skincare products.
I will do that. I will.
See the way you are beautiful like this.
Say
the way you know you're a Gikomba woman, right?
Gikomba woman.
So when you use these products, you're going to glow.
I will tell you about it. I'll tell you about it. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Come
you.
here. The lovely Amba Ray. Thank you so much,
ladies
and gentlemen. Don't go yet. Lazima mwende mahali.
Okay. You want me to stay here?
Yeah, just say kidogo tu.
Okay.
Kidogo tu. All right. Oh, that was interesting. That last point, my goodness, very interesting. So, listen, guys, we're now moving on to the next step after that lovely interview with Amba Ray, and it's that interview. It's a guest anchor actually from Kakamega. Let me just play you something to give you context.
Hi, my name is Betty Kialo.
Betty Kialo?
Mheshimiwa?
Yes. How are you?
I'm fine. But I was not expecting you.
Are you not expecting me? Members, mimi nimekuja karibisha Betty Kialo kwa TV47. Wanamsagara huko na TV members. Nimefurahi kuniona. Unajua Betty Kialo ni miaka 4 hujakuwa kwa TV. Sasa nimeamua nikuje nikusurprise kwa TV 47. Nishika maua. That's for you. That's for you. Umefurahi? That's for you. Alafu pia TV ndio hii. Nimekuletea TV 7 inches. 7 inches chukua TV yako. That's for you Betty. Bana baje mabias East. Nyangine Sangaro kwa TV 47. Naongea kilie kwa TV.
Why are you speaking in Kiluya?
I'm so sorry. Bana baje mabias East mimi nawapenda sana. Nimefurahi sana hii TV ni yako, maua ni yako. Bana maana yako la kazi no kwa la hata baje. Kwa la kata kwa TV 47 ni kazi. Nafanya kazi hata kwa TV 47. Sasa Betty nikae umaliza news kwanza, si ndio? Have a seat. Beba sipodesa ngara fa yedi TV 47 fa Peter Salase ufumanga. Have a seat. Usome news. Kusoma news. Sasa vidi kaya hapa.
Relax. Feel at home.
Endelea basi kusoma news.
Bro. Ainea.
Basi faye. Basi nimefika TV 47. Watu wako Vias East. Leo niko live. Majina yangu nifika Isalasi. Leo nimefika Betty. Basi faye. Unajua Betty, wewe uje kwa
Sasa wataka nibebe hiyo TV.
Hii TV nimetoka kule Kakamega. Vias East mnaniona? Mnaniona kwa TV. This for you Betty.
My God.
Unajua umekuwa nje sana miaka 4. Sasa Sangara Vias East wewe basi bana hola kazi kata kwa TV 47 nafanya kazi wewe basi faye. Faye hola kazi bana piga.
Aina.
Yes.
Okay, hebu shike kitu.
Nishike hii.
Ni mzito hiyo TV.
Unajua Betty hapa uende Western kule ugali ndio upate nguvu ya kubeba hata TV.
Sasa hebu niulize. First of all, nimefurahi. Yaani umetoka all the way from Kakamega.
Nimetoka Kakamega.
You get Ainea na Bwera. Hii TV first. Inafanyaje huku sasa? Hebu ekelea kwanza hapo juu.
Niekelea hapa juu.
Hebu sasa nikuulize hii TV ulitoa wapi wewe?
Hii TV vile nilisikia kwamba unakuja TV 47. Nikasema kwamba unajua Betty wewe kwa role model wangu. Sasa niende nijipange alizi nikuletee zawadi. Sasa ilikuwa ya babu yangu yule alikufa 1994. Sasa nikaona nikuletee TV. Bwana Sangara, umefurahi?
Asante sana. Asante. Sasa unafanya pale maskits pale Facebook kama ni nini?
Nafanya maskits pale TikTok, Ainea Bwera, alafu pia nafanya pale YouTube. Unajua wewe ni mrembo sana. Najua nilikufanyia video na simu nyingine inatoa moshi hata watu walikuwa wanasema bana Betty fanya kafu anagario fanye. Betty anafananaga hivyo kweli.
Sasa sina iko tu sawa.
Iko sawa.
Hey, your energy yake yani is so infectious but Ainea. Mimi nataka sasa usome news. Asante for the flowers. Leo nimepata maua manzi. Kuja hapa nikuonyeshe kitu.
Nataka nisome news.
Kuja hapa kidogo ukae. Kaa hapo maleni kwa nimekaa.
Nikae hapa.
Na hiyo psyche yako nataka kuona kama ni mahanja mtu au unaweza soma.
Nasoma.
Na hii TV. Sasa hii TV iko na nyuma.
Iko na kila kitu. Iko na kila kitu.
Asante. Sasa unajiintroduce pale hivyo. Useme tuko TV 47. Shoni.
Shoni this Friday with Betty.
Alafu ende. Aya, fanya kazi.
Bebazi, sorry, niko TV 47, sorry. Bebazi, majina yangu naitwa, my name is Peter Salase Junior, aka Ainea Bwera. Bebazi, nataka kuwasomea news. Nataka niwasomea news hapa live. Junior secondary learning in Naivasha was paralyzed after the GS walimu. Sorry, teachers. Bebazi, wanakate soma kulia, wenda soma kilia kwa TV faye. Poleni. Took the streets to demanding to have their police to be heard, including salary increment and confirmation by the government. The teachers protested in a number of roads in Naivasha before they processed to the Teacher Service Commission office where they were expressed their Betty Manakatel dead sioni bwana. Hii bandiko jina ina pronounce aje baye. Hii jina soma aje baye.
Grievances and wishes after
grievances and wishes after which they address the media. JSS teachers strike the country has been going on for weeks. Unajua mimi watu walikuwa wanasema kwamba si kusoma. Beti manesoma reduce hapa sijasoma. Nimesoma hapa sijasoma. Members wa UBS East maneno wafanyia kazi. Na mimi nawafanyia kazi hata kwa TV 47.
Manze. Hata nimechoka. Hebu tusitoche tuone hiyo story.
Mimi ndio chairman wa Naivasha JSS Teachers Sub County. Tumekuja hapa ili kuweza kupatana na director wetu aweze kutuaddress kutokana na hii situation ambayo tuko kwa saa hii.
Muleni tunaandikwa. Kwa sababu tunaumia 17,500 ni pesa kidogo sana. Sisi wenyewe wengine wako na familia hapa. People are commuting, watu wanalipa nyumba. Tuko na wazazi, tuko na watoto, tuko na siblings, kuna watu ambao wanatutegemea. 17,500 hazitoshi.
Mr. President, kindly address the nation about the JSS teacher. We are suffering. Most of the teacher here, they are depressed. How do you expect a depressed teacher to go and teach the learners in the class?
Tupe kandarasi za kudumu, tufanye kazi na nchi iendelee. Ukitaka kumaliza hii nchi ni kucheza na sekta ya elimu. Pili, ningependa kuzungumza kwa viongozi wetu, head of institutions. Tafadhalini, tunachokifanya ni kupigania haki yetu. Kwa hivyo mtupe wakati murwa tuweze kupigania haki yetu. Na wakati ukifika tutarudi shuleni tukaweze kufunza.
All right, I think you did a fantastic job. Umejaribu sana.
Asante sana.
That trip from Kakamega, it didn't hurt. You did a good job.
Thank you so
So,
much.
tuambie sasa parting shot.
Parting shot.
Yani ile kitu ya kusema ya mwisho yani.
Unajua mimi na imitate sauti ya mbunge wa Mumias East, Peter Salasia.
Unampenda sana huyo mtu. Unampenda sana.
Nampenda sana, ndio maana unajua kwa role model wangu, so I normally follow what he says. Na nikajaribu kumuimitate and it worked out well. So when I imitate kila sana niliona acha nikuimitate na yeye because alikuwa hapa last time. That's why nikafanya.
Asante. Ainea Nabwera guys, Ainea Nabwera. Asante sana from Kakamega County. Thank you so much. Umetoka all the way from Kakamega na TV. Utatuachia?
Nitakuachia hii niongeleshe watu wako Mumias East mara ya mwisho kabla niende.
Okay. Thank you so much. Asante kupatia uende na ama chatuike tu hapo.
Ikae tu hapo niongeleshe watu wa Mumias East. Members wabona ho. Majina yangu ni PK Salasia. Na leo nimefika TV 47. Na niko na Betty Kialo. Betty Kialo umefurahi kuniona? Umefurahi kuniona TV 47? Unajua watu walisema kwamba mimi naongea kama nimefunga macho. Betty Kialo nimefunga macho kweli? Sijafunga, si ndio? Members asanteni sana. Muendelee kuona TV 47 this Friday with Betty. Nafanya kazi, ndio? Sawa. Asante sana. Nirudi Mumias. Haya, asante sana.
Sawa. All right, guys, that is our guest anchor segment. Thank you so much to Ainea for coming all the way from Kakamega. All right, so we just want to bring you up to speed with something that's happening right now. The signing of a pact agreement between Ministry of Defense in Kenya and US's Ministry of Defense after Kenya was designated as a non-NATO ally. Biden described the decision as a fulfillment of years of collaboration. The event will be led by the US Secretary of Defense, Lloyd Austin, and Kenya's Cabinet Secretary for Defense, Aden Duale.
Order! Right shoulder! Order!
Toka, we are moving. Toka, we are moving inside. Yeah. Toka, please.
All right. Of course, you know that Ruto has been, of course, on a state visit, and that is actually him there at the Pentagon. All right, so we want to take a short commercial break, but we're coming back with Willis the Word Master. The show must go on. I know there's a lot of talk about Amber Ray. She's still here, but Willis the Word Master is going to be joining us in a few minutes from Kisii County. Don't go away. I'll be right back.
kiongozi ana hadithi yake ya kipekee.
Wazazi wangu walikuwa bit strict kwa sababu mamangu mwenyewe, mimi kutoka kuzaliwa sijailala nje.
The white small one, huyo ana sniff gunpowder na risasi na bomb. Alafu huyo mwingine ni Ridgeback ana sniff simba.
Even the employees knows that. So when in the boardroom is the chairman, the CEO, and the rest of.
At what point are you a wife?
The minute you get to that inside that door, you become now the wife.
Na kila maamuzi wanayoyafanya hufichua mengi kuhusu utu wao na uongozi wao.
We see God blessing us, and we now realize the power of giving also has to be rewarded back.
Kupitia kipindi Mfahamu Kiongozi, tunakuletea mahojiano ya kusisimua na uchambuzi wa kina kuhusu viongozi wetu.
Pick your core business as the bigger stones. Put them in your diary first. Give priority the bigger things.
Usikose kila Alhamis saa 1:30 jioni.
In a world where challenges are as common as opportunities, there are those who dare to defy the odds. They are the entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurship isn't just about starting a business, it's about embracing uncertainty, pushing boundaries, and turning dreams into reality.
All right, and welcome back to This Friday with me, Bessie Kello, on TV47. Thank you I'm seeing a lot of conversation online. Thank you. We'll be reading the comments in a few minutes. But of course, right now, you know the time is to learn English pronunciations. And of course, we have Willis, the word master Willis Ocheng, joining us from Kisii County. Willis, have you seen the energy in studio? I'm trying to just breathe.
I thought that man Ainea from, he said something like Mumias East?
Yes,
or is
yes.
Just trying to, to imitate the way the member of parliament always talks?
Yes, exactly.
I thought he was going to say Pipi Yatachiri. Pipi Yatachiri, just for fun.
Oh, such an interesting guy, Willis. He's just made me laugh on the TV. I don't know where that TV came
but Betty,
from.
Sometimes, yes, as I told you, out here, the way people regard you and the way people get excited, you saw that energy when somebody gets close to you and feels, yes, this is the real Betty, and I'm right here at TV47.
Yes.
Somebody feels just, wow, Betty.
All right, thank you so much, Willis. All right, so let's get to our first word. We'll just have the graphics. We'll just have the graphics on, Willis. I don't know if we can see that. The first one is a word that really, really, disturbs a lot of people when it comes to pronunciations. Conscientiously, that is a test of our tongue. Talk to us about that.
Yes, now, as we test our tongues, I don't know whether we have those who have also managed to test their tongues, Betty, maybe on the streets or maybe via WhatsApp, but whichever way, this word, it's a word that talks, it's an adverb. And the adverb suggests that somebody does something with that consciousness or with that feeling of being correct and doing something correctly and also carefully. Now, you say conscientiously. And it really disturbs people, especially during those times of having somebody being sworn in or the swearing in ceremonies. Many people find themselves talking about consciously. So many versions, but the correct pronunciation of that word is conscientiously, Betty.
Conscientiously. We hear a lot of that when, we're swearing in our members of parliament. So let's also go to the streets, Willis. I just want us to hear what, different Kenyans were able to pronounce this word. I need to have a laugh. Let's hear it out.
Continuously. What else? Continuously. What else?
Consciously. Consciously.
Consciously. Consciously.
Consciously. Consciously.
Conscientiously. Conscientiously.
Concentration sijui namna gani.
Conscientiously. Conscientiously. Conscientiously.
Continuously. Continuously.
Continuously.
Consimwashiri. Consimwashiri. Consimwashiri.
Continuous. Yawa. Hii kitu ni ngumu. Huyu mama hakusoma, wachaneni tu na yeye.
Nene anasumbua mama. Mama anasema hakusoma. Oh my goodness, why are we disturbing grandmas? But Willis, that was so hilarious. I wasn't expecting that, Willis. Talk to us. So of course you said it's conscientiously.
Becky, you know, there is something that I always tell people. Nobody in this world can be perfect or spotless. Nobody, no single person when it comes to matters of language or anything about our lives. But now, one good thing is when we learn to get the pronunciations correctly, we will always communicate in a manner or a way that is very clear and of course effective. So good pronunciations. When people like you, Betty, speak, somebody would wonder, what happened? What happened? How did they get to know such wonderful English? And why not myself? So, Betty, you are keen and you have that gift. But when we pronounce words correctly, or we learn to pronounce words correctly, we learn good grammar, or that is correct grammar, and we learn good spelling, we learn good punctuations, communication becomes very easy. But it's fun testing our tongues. You can hear something like conscientiously and so many other versions, but just for learning, Betty.
Yes, absolutely. Oh my goodness, I can't wait for next week's version of Test Your Tongue. All right, let's move on now to our selected words. Now, these are the words that I want us to tackle tonight from my end, Willis. And I'll start with the first one. Let me just spell it out. A-M-O-E-B-A. Amoeba, amoeba. How do we go about that?
Oh, Betty, the O and E in that word function as a digraph. A digraph is a combination of two letters representing one sound. And the sound in that word is E, the long sound E. So you say amoeba. Amoeba, not amoeba, not amoeba. And you can remember that we also have the name Phoebe. Phoebe, not Phoebe, not Phoebe, and all that. And we should also remember that you say phoenix. Phoenix, not phonics, not phoenix.
Great, Willis. I like that, especially the last one, phoenix and not phoenix. Thank you for that. So it's amoeba, right?
Yes.
Okay. Going to the second one.
Amoeba.
Amoeba. So do we say severed, severed, severed? What is that, like to cut something?
Oh, when you cut links. Now, the first thing I want to share with those who love good pronunciations, this word is not related at all with the adjective which is severe. Severe and this word are not related. So don't say severed and don't say severed. Severed is very common locally, but that is inaccurate. You say severed. Severed.
Okay.
The verb is sever, and this is the past tense of sever, so you say severed. Severed.
Severed it is, severed. Thank you for that, Willis. I'm sure many people would say severed or severed. So it's severed. All right, moving on to this other word. Do we say recitation, recitation? Which is which?
A wonderful one there, Betty. Now, we have the verb recite, to recite a poem. Recite a poem. But when we come to the noun form, you don't say recitation. Recitation is common but wrong. You say recitation. Recitation. Just like we have combine, combination, compile, compilation, invite, invitation. Now, recite, recitation, not recitation.
Wow, interesting. I wasn't even ready for that. Recitation. I think I've been pronouncing it the wrong way, Willis. Thank you for that. All right, moving on to this.
It happens, Betty.
Yes.
It happens to so many people.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Recitation it is. Okay, this next one. Tumultuous, 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 like talking about a hard situation.
Oh, Betty.
Yes.
When we have, let's give it this simple example. When somebody maybe is given a rousing welcome or that great welcome when somebody has gone to a place or somebody is returning home and all that. Now, many people find themselves saying tumultuous welcome. Tumultuous welcome, no. You say tumultuous. Tumultuous. A very tricky pronunciation there, Betty. Tumultuous. Tumultuous.
Tumultuous. Tumultuous.
That is it, Betty.
Really?
That is it, not tumultuous.
These pronunciations, like, they're so shocking. Tumultuous. Okay, got it, Willis.
Yes,
okay.
Tumultuous welcome.
Tumultuous, okay. Okay, moving on to this other one. Do we say mentor, mentor? That is mentor.
Oh, Betty, you can agree with me that many people innocently, underline that word or mark that word, innocently. Many people say mentor. So and so is my mentor. Mentor, no. Not in standard English. You say mentor, my mentor. Just like you say corridor. Betty, let me ask you a question. Do we say corridor? Corridor. Do we say corridor?
Absolutely not, Willis. Not at all.
No.
Yes.
We say corridor.
Corridor.
Corridor, the corridor. Mentor. Mentor. Guarantor. Guarantor, not guarantor that we commonly hear around us. You say guarantor, corridor, mentor.
Interesting. Especially that guarantor. Guarantor. People say guarantor and all that.
Guarantor. Guarantor.
All right.
You say guarantor with a stress on the last syllable. To. Guarantor.
Okay, Willis. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe somebody, you might say that and people will not even understand what you're trying to say. But at least it's good to know the correct pronunciation.
What happens, Betty? I think it's wonderful that you have brought that point.
Yes.
Betty, what happens? In learning, you learn to avoid using wrong things. And most of the correct or accurate things, even information, the correct one can be surprising or shocking to many people. And that is why we learn. But do you know why we find ourselves shocked? Because of what we commonly hear around us locally. But if we were told these things when we were young, then we could grow up with them and pronounce words correctly, especially those who are in careers of serious communication, Betty.
Got you. And I remember that word, especially. All right, Willis, let's now move on to the last one from my end. Do we say vehemently, vehemently? How do we go about that?
Oh, many people say vehemently because when they see the spelling, they see the letter sequence that has vehement. But that is not the correct pronunciation. When you strongly deny to divulge information, like maybe police officers, you don't say police vehemently refused to talk to the journalists. No. You say vehemently. Vehemently. They vehemently refused to divulge any information about the incident. Now, just like we say vehicle, vehicle, not vehicle. Vehicle, Betty. Now, Betty, we also have a word, and that is from one Sheila of Nairobi.
Yes.
You don't say hasten. Hasten, no. You say hasten. hasten. The T
Hasten.
is silent. Don't pronounce that word the way it is spelled. Don't say hasten to do this. No. Hasten or hasten. Hasten, no. Then, Sheila, thank you for that. We also have Tiger Plus. At Tiger Plus, you say diabetes. Diabetes. But the adjective, you say diabetic. Diabetes, diabetic. Then we have Malkia Zakina of Kilifi. You say mirage. Mirage. Not mirage, not marriage. You say mirage. Mirage. You can also say mirage with a stress on the second syllable. Then we have Simon Washira. Fillet. Fillet. Don't say fillet. I want some fillet. No. You say fillet, and you can also say fillet. Fillet without pronouncing the T. Fillet or fillet. Then we have Honorable Ruben Oyondi. Betty, there is something that I am realizing, that when you come onto the screen, both the ordinary Kenyans and those VIPs will always be very busy watching the TV screen, and that is why, anyway, TV47, you deserve a salute. Now, Honorable Ruben Oyondi, I think this is the former Assistant Minister and Member of Parliament for EALA, that is East African Community, if I'm not wrong. So, honorable, don't say honorable, it's honorable.
Honorable.
Honorable. The H is silent. And then you also say macadamia. Macadamia. Betty, do you agree with me that many people say macadamia? Macadamia.
Yeah, I think maybe people think it's a Swahili word, so they say macadamia. Macadamia.
But you say, yes, it is macadamia.
Okay.
Macadamia, and that Honorable Ruben Oyondi, he has got it right because he sent something using the Twitter. Now, we have Peter N. Omobi of Kampala, Uganda. You say resume. The verb is resume, to resume work. But when you're talking about CV, curriculum vitae, CV, you say resume. Resume, not resume. The verb is resume, but CV, the noun is resume. Then we have Martha Kaingi Muteti. Martha, thank you so much. You say fisheries. Fisheries, very simple.
Yes.
Danvers Onyancha Oriri, you say paradigm. Paradigm shift, not paradigm. Paradigm, not paradigm. Betty, somebody might say paradigm, but that would be terrible. Anyway, we have Wakili, that is lawyer Jesse Kihoro. Jesse Kihoro of Juja, Kiambu, and Nairobi, because I think he must be practicing in Nairobi. And this man is from Juja, Kiambu. We also thank you very much, Wakili. You say that word is won. W-A-N. You say won. But please, the past tense of the verb win is won. Won. They won the match. But W-A-N, you say won. Won. Okay. Zach Mainga of Marsabit. If you like Marsabit, you say yacht. Yacht. And this one will definitely catch the attention of Betty and so many other people. When we talk about that leisure boat, don't say yacht. Many people say yacht. Yachting. That is not in English. You say yacht. Yacht and yachting. Then we have Max Ludeño. Sorry for that. Max Ludeño. You say April or April. Then you say February. Titus Bravo. You say Greenwich or Greenwich. Don't say Greenwich Meridian Time. No. Greenwich, no. You say Greenwich Meridian Time or Greenwich. That W is silent. We have Mwanawasa Tembo of Arusha, Tanzania. The name, you say Caroline. Caroline. Okay, don't say Caroline. Caroline, no. Caroline. Now, Caroline. Finally, we have the surprise word for tonight, Betty. Now, Betty, can you try?
Beret or beret? My director is saying
there you are, Betty. That is why I said when it comes to good English. But many people, Betty, say beret, beret, red beret. That T is not pronounced. By the way, this word is from French, and the T is silent. You can say beret, beret, for that round, flat cup. You say beret or beret. The two are acceptable. Beret, beret, but avoid saying beret and don't say berets. That one is wrong. Otherwise, when you want to reach us, because Betty have realized people sending, or I've realized that people send so many words.
Absolutely.
And when they go to Twitter, they can just reach you. They can also go to @TV47 News.
Yes.
Throughout the week, we will always collect the words the way we did this past week.
Yes.
And they should also remember that when they want to send words in for me to receive them,
Yes.
they have to use this Twitter or X handle. X handle or
X.
Twitter handle if you like. And that is @WillisOchieng1. Otherwise, remember my word, dear viewers, nobody in this world, not even Willis, can be perfect or spotless. Betty, back to you.
Wow, Willis, what a fantastic lesson it has been. Thank you so much, Willis. I mean, I am shocked by that recitation. Recitation. I did not know about that, but I appreciate that. Thank you so much, Willis. We're looking forward to seeing you again next week, same time, same place, right here on TV47. Thank you, Willis. Salute.
You're welcome, Betty.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are coming to the end of our show tonight. We're coming to the end of our show tonight, but I definitely want to just take a look at some of the feedback that we have gotten all over the place. I mean, it's a lot, but I'll try to just capture, a number of them. All right, so this is actually our WhatsApp page. I really appreciate that. Let's just take a look at some numbers, some comments over here. Fred N, I can see you are following the show. You are very clear about the berets. I think you're asking about that. You're saying, I like the program. I also like Betty's accent. Well, thank you. But it cannot be as good as Willis's. All right, let's also just take a number of other messages over here. You're saying, hi, Betty, next Friday in Jonah Dem wa Facebook. Baraka Malingi all the way from Mombasa. Oh my goodness, there's so many. Thank you so much, Martin Kibiti. Thank you for watching the show. I can also see here, no name, but she's saying the show, iko juu sana. Somebody here, Mr. Evans, locked in from Nanyuki, loving the show. Okay. You're saying, hello TV47, I'd love to be a guest anchor on this Friday with Betty. Well, we'll be contacting you and see kama unaweza hiyo. All right, so let's, there's a lot happening, but really appreciating all the comments that we have gotten so far. Of course, it was a fantastic interview with the one and only Amber Ray. We appreciate, of course, her coming on the show. It was a nice interview and obviously a lot of things that she was able to say. And of course, our guest anchor all the way from Kakamega, Ainea Nabuera with the TV. I don't know if he's going to leave it for me. All right, so thank you so much for watching the show. This has been This Friday right here on TV47. I look forward to seeing you again next Friday for another uplifting, energetic, amazing show. For now, it's good night.